Everybody's coming back. It starts, please. You can be what you want to get. It starts.
This is London, and I am here with the original cast of Saul's Juke Joint. They're going to tell us a little bit about their characters and how it was working with AMS Visions and Productions. Hello everyone, I am back here with the lead of the play, Simone Harmon, who played Miss P in the play. Now, Simone, how was it playing Miss P?
It was really nice. I had a great time working on this project with Tony and the other cast members. One thing that I learned from, playing Miss P was that she's a really fun character, very down to earth, but she doesn't play. When she means business, And I just kind of borrowed some of the traits of some of the women that raised me in my lifetime.
Okay.
So, one in particular, my aunt, she's a really, really down to earth person, always willing to help out in any way, shape, or form, just lending so much of herself to other people, and I felt like that's the type of person Miss P was. So I kind of, embodied that character.
I spoke to him right there this morning when I sat in that chair. And it's like I could see his warm smile. And it's like I felt his strong arms. And it's like I could feel his warm hug again, I am here with Tommy Brissell and Robert Smith. Now, this is Tommy who played, what was your character, Tommy?
Cleo.
Cleo. Now, tell me a little bit about your character, Tommy.
Well, Cleo was he's like a guy that takes charge of everything. A lot of people look up to him. He likes to, crack a few jokes and things like that, but he knows when to get serious and handle business, so I enjoy playing him.
Now, how did you actually prepare for Cleo?
I looked at a lot of different movies like, Harlem Nights and Hoodlum and a host of other movies. That's about that time period of 30s and 40s get me ready for it. And thinking about my grandfather, he was around about that time, so about that age of 30s, 40s, so got me prepared for the role.
Okay. Now, Robert Smith, you played Willie Norfolk in the show. Now, how was it playing Willie Norfolk?
It was great. It was really fun, really energetic. I loved it, every single moment.
Now, how did you develop your character? Because I see you were kind of suave and smooth, and the way you moved on stage, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Basically, a lot of research. I did some YouTube videos as well. Basically, I looked at a lot of promoters that are out nowadays. I saw Don King a couple of times, and I got one YouTube clip from a promoter way back in the 1930s. I was on there, and I studied him, how he did it, and also the director sent me a clip of how he wants me to be, like that much energy. So it was good.
May we help you? Sorry, you say something? I said, may we help you?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, you may. Now, I seem to have lost something. I seem to have lost in this here vicinity. And I was just wondering if you have seen anything unusual around here.
I can't wait to say I have.
Really?
Hey everyone, this is London, and I am back here with Taylor Gerard and Keontae Glover. Now, Taylor, what was your character in the show?
Mayor Ebenezer.
Now, how was it playing Mayor Ebenezer?
It was great. It was nervous. It was challenging. It was a lot of things.
How did you develop your character?
Well, the first thing I do whenever I develop a character is just read the script a lot.
Your
and,
life gets so
find
bad
out
you wish you
what,
wasn't even born.
what the character does, and then what other people say about the character. And the interesting, or the thing, there was a lot of information because there were so many people who had specific feelings about Mayor Ebenezer. So it told me a lot about the character, and from there it was. I felt it was pretty easy to just hop into his shoes.
Okay. Now, Keontae, what was your character in the show?
Bumpy.
Bumpy. Now, how was Bumpy?
Oh, Bumpy. Well, Bumpy was a teenager. He was not like most teenagers, not all wild and crazy. Bumpy was a more down-to-earth teenager, really appreciative of what he had and everything he's been through and his whole life story. And with me getting to play Bumpy, it was more I had to tone it down a little bit because I had to be more focused and more sincere about what he was doing and what he was about. And Bumpy, overall, he's a fun character, and it's good to know that you have that side of you and you can appreciate that. especially when stuff is given to you, and you can just appreciate a lot by just learning his character in general.
Now, Desmond Boone, now you are a music composer, correct?
Yes, I am.
Now, how long have you been composing music?
Oh, for about 30 years now.
30 years.
I started
Wow.
at Busch Gardens. I worked there for actually 28 years. I was a percussionist when I started there, and then I started writing for different shows.
Okay.
So they made me the music director at Busch Gardens, and I've been there for 28 years.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Now, what was it like working with Tony?
He gave me a lot of freedom to express my own music the way I wanted to do it, which I enjoyed. He wasn't like hovering and making sure I was doing things the way he wanted them to be done. He trusted me, which made a lot of difference, I think, in the writing, and it gave me like a feeling of ease to do what I felt was right and what I want to do and not worrying about what he's going to think.
So you wrote everything in the play, correct?
Well, Mr. Stingy wrote two numbers as well.
Oh, he wrote 2 songs?
Yeah, I think we had 8 and we had 10 numbers, and he did 2 out of the 10.
Now, was it difficult writing the songs for the play?
Once I got into it, it was. Starting off, I wrote Saul's Place just, I think, in an hour.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and they went for that. So after that, I started focusing more and trying to be more detailed. So I might have over-engineered some things, but it came out pretty good.
Okay. Now, Arlene,
Yes.
how long have you been a choreographer?
Well, I started my choreography, of course, as a young dancer, and in high school and, of course, college, I was able to do a lot of choreography, and also being a dance teacher, there's a lot of opportunity to choreograph. So I've been doing it for a long, long time.
Okay. Now, I saw the show, and it was great. What was it like working with all the young dancers?
Oh, they're fabulous. They're wonderful. They're ballet tap jazz trained, so, but they'd never experienced the choreography from that time period. A time period piece is much, much more difficult in terms of there's a different feeling of the dance because, again, when you learn a choreography, there's certain steps that are moving, but the feel of it is different if you've never actually been in that social dance situation of the 30s and 40s with the big band, but they did a great job, and I'm really, really proud of them.
Well, it was an experience just being able to be asked to be a part of Saul's Juke Joint. And knowing that there was dancing involved, I had a kind of collaborative with Miss Arlene, the choreographer. And we got all these guys together and they pulled it off. It was a new experience for them as well as for me, learning the Lindy, Charleston, and being in that era, being a salsa dancer. So it was a very great experience, and hoping that these guys enjoyed it and we could do it all over again.
Now, Simone, what was it like for you working for Saul's Juke Joint as a dancer? Was it hard for you? Was it difficult for you to learn the new dances?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was difficult, but more like different, because I've done different types of swing dance, but I've never really done like a Lindy Hop type dance. And never being in a musical before, it was just a total different experience for me.
Now, Marquise, what was it like for you working for Saul's Juke Joint as a dancer?
Well, this experience was really good for me. It was different. I've done a lot of, as well as Simone, I've done a lot of swing dancing, but I never done really Lindy Hop based type of dance style. It was a really different experience for me working with the different artists, the actors, and the singers, because I like a lot of musical theater stuff as well. So I really enjoyed the experience.
Now, Melvin, was it difficult for you to learn the new dances?
I would say yes, because it was, as Marquise and Simone said, it was a different type of swing dance that I've never been introduced to. But yes, it was kind of difficult for me at first, but I got it together.
Did you have a lot of fun?
Yes, I did. I actually did.
Now, Tamoy, tell me about your experience with Saul's Juke Joint as a dancer.
It was a really good experience. I really liked it. The process was wonderful. So yeah, it was really good. So.
Now, was it difficult for you to learn the new dances?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was difficult, but then like catching on to like when the counts, because sometimes we didn't have certain counts, so like catching on, and then yeah, but like the steps, I kind of had that down, you know.
I played the character of Jennifer. That didn't make sense. I played Jennifer, aka Jennifer, the sassy Southern belle that's always looking for a man.
Now, what was it like playing Jennifer?
Playing Jennifer was very exciting. I had a great time just learning a new accent and trying to adapt that accent with the character, and trying to figure out how I want Jennifer to move and talk and interact with the other actors. It was very challenging, but it was great. I had a great time playing her.
Okay. Now, Emily, tell me a little bit about your character.
A little bit about my character. Her name was Cecilia, and she had family that came from New York that moved down south to Florida. So it was interesting. She had a little bit of a different background than the other characters.
Now, was it exciting creating your character at all?
It was very exciting. She had very strong viewpoints on men, on family, on marriage. So it was really interesting hearing her point of view from that time frame and comparing it to my viewpoint in this day and age.
Okay. Now, Kimberly, you played Lois, the boxer. What was that like?
Playing Lois the boxer was very exciting. Lois was not in the play a lot, but toward the end I think she came out and she made herself known. Tough character, spunky character with a passion for what she does, and also for her husband. We know what happened there, so.
Okay. I saw the play. Was it easy for you to get into that character?
It was easy for me to get into that character. I read the script several times, studied it over and over, and had to decide what direction I wanted Lois to go in, who I wanted her to be. So once I did that, it was all she wrote. I loved playing Lois. It gave me opportunity to be someone that I'm not.
My name is Jay Washington, and my character is Obi. A little bit about my character. He is basically the ringleader of three friends. They basically look up to him. Obi is in his mid-30s, and he's fed up with all the foolishness that's surrounding Saul's juke joint. And he basically is just to the point where he's going to do something about it.
Oh no, Miss B, don't you dare now. Don't you dare. Don't you start feeling sorry for that devil. Miss B, I'm telling you, it's a trick.
Listen, Obi, calm down, son.
Hello, my name is Joe Brown. I played the character named Bimbo. Basically, I was Ebenezer's trustee. I was feeling bad for doing all the things to my own kind, and he took me, and I was feeling bad because I lost my family.
My name's John Fair. I was a dancer in Saul's Juke Joint. It was very enjoyable, and we enjoyed dancing to the music from the 20s and 30s.
My name's Tony Arrington. I was a gunman in Saul's Juke Joint.
I'm Dale Gibson. I was a gunman. I worked for Ebenezer. Basically, just protected them.
Hello, my name is Ivy Box. I am the CEO of Beyond the Box PR Music and Marketing, and I was in charge of all the PR marketing and social media.
Hi, my name is Cassandra Washington, and I was the managing assistant. I was in charge of the props and the stagehand stuff backstage.
Hi, my name is Ina McPherson, and I was in charge of costume design along with my associate Nina Love.
Hi, my name is Latasha Jennings. I was the manager. My responsibilities included sales, and I had the pleasure of seeing all the people coming up excited to see the show.
I'm Desmond Tanner Boone II, and I was one of the musical consultants on the play.
I had a wonderful time. I enjoyed working with everybody. It was a friendly atmosphere, very professional, and everybody just got along really good, and just making costumes for everybody was a blast. I couldn't ask for a better cast and a crew to work with.
As far as the musical aspect of the play, I thought it was really cool to do a period piece that we had to go back in time basically and recreate the feelings and the mood that music brought to the whole scenario and feeling of the play.
Wow. To say that it was awesome would be an understatement, because honestly this is something that I've always wanted to do all of my life. I've sang. This is actually my first stage production, and it's something that just kind of fell in my lap. It's a major blessing. I loved the entire experience, from the rehearsals to the actual production. There was no cattiness, there was no diva type stuff. I mean, it was cool, and I loved it.
So you would say that you were the only diva, right?
No, but they dressed me up like one.
To add with Joanne, everything was wonderful. We all first met each other at the rehearsal, so it was amazing how we worked together and our voices just blended with each other. It was a great experience.
I loved it. It was the best experience that I've had. It's my first stage play. I mean, I love these girls because they helped me through my nervousness at times. So, as they said, it was the best thing, and I'm sorry that it ended so quickly, but hopefully we can run it again.
I know that's right.
I'm just going to piggyback on what she said. The girls helped her with her nervousness, but they kind of left me out in the cold. But it was wonderful. I had a great time. It was my first stage production, and it put me in a different light, put me around some people with great personalities, great voices. So I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Gotta say, the entire experience was one that I will never forget. With working with a music composer like Mr. Boone, you couldn't help but get it right. Sorry. And with working with a director like Tony Stenyard, I mean, I gotta say his drive pretty much drove all of us. Awesome experience. My first stage play. I can't wait to do it again. It's an awesome experience all the way around.
One thing for sure, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna take a lot for you to leave me. But one night with me, you'll never forget. You'll think down the baddest shit you've ever met. I told him, boy, you don't know how far my love can go. But until you take a stand and be a man and show me you want me, love me. Boy, you don't know how far my love can go.
Hi, this is London. I'm back here with Hakeem and Ron. Hakeem, tell me a little bit about your participation in the play.
I was a camera person. I videoed the show.
Okay. Well, how was that experience for you, seeing everything come alive backstage?
Oh, rewarding. Very rewarding.
Really?
Yeah, it's exciting to work with Tony. I worked with him before.
So, Ron, tell me a little bit about your character in the play.
My character, Bimbo. I was the Uncle Tom of the play. Kind of like the villain.
Really?
Yeah.
So they didn't like you, is what you're saying.
They hated me. But I like to be hated, though.
And why is that?
Be something different. I'm normally a character like to laugh, make people laugh, but this was something different. Working with Tony, I did a movie before with Tony, and this was something different. Had to draw some more emotions for me, so it was exciting.
Okay. Now, how did you develop your character?
Well, I did some soul searching, found some emotions, things that hurt me in the past to make me have to cry in the play, which is something very new for me.
Pick it up, my youngest brother, forcing them to return home quickly. Tied up my mother and my father. They marched us for miles to some small town village. To make a long story short, they split up my family, but they kept me.
My experience working backstage was actually great. Before this experience, I didn't really hear much. I kind of came on board last minute. But just the last minute experience was nice. Everybody was respectful. With me not knowing everybody on the crew, they treated me like I was part of the team, so I enjoyed that.
I'm Gina Nesbitt, and my experience backstage with Saul's Juke Joint, being one of the makeup artists, was really good. Came in last minute as well, but it was really fun. Cassandra gave me a call, asked me if I wanted to participate, and I said sure. Love doing makeup. Everybody was so nice, very, very funny, talented cast.
My name is Francesca Drayton, and I was one of the makeup artists for Saul's Juke Joint, and my experience was a good one. It was interesting because I've never done a stage play or anything like that before, and a lot of the different things that we had to do, it was a good experience, making bumpy white or Caucasian mix. Whatever it was, that was a good experience. Everybody was really friendly, very helpful. Everybody worked well together. That was a plus. I know when you're doing makeup, things can be hectic when you have a large group, but it flowed well, and overall it was a great experience.
Hello, everyone. I am here with the writer, director, producer of the play, Tony Stinyard. Now, Tony, as I said before, the premiere of the show, it was a great show. Now, what inspired you to write the show?
I actually wanted something a little different from any other like local stage play. Nothing to take away from the stage plays I see around town, but I just wanted to add a new element besides the girlfriend cheating on the man type story. So I wanted something that was suitable for all ages and also for all races of well. So I came up with Saul's Juke Joint, and actually came up through my grandmother. Actually, I grew up north of Tampa and Zephyr Hills and Dade City on the weekends, and there actually was a place called Saul's, Saul's Place, and I hate to tell the story, but when I was a kid, I used to be able to go in Saul's bar and be able to get beers and stuff for my family. We used to have like little cookouts or whatever. But and that's how Saul's came about. My grandmother's a real heavy Christian now, and I always tease her about it. So I decided to create Saul's Juke Joint. I wanted to take it back in a period piece. So.
Now, how long did it take you to write Saul's Juke Joint?
The total of writing Saul's Juke Joint probably took approximately about 2.5 months or 3 months to write it. But there were some times I took breaks from it. I didn't want to force anything, so that would kind of extended the length time of it. But if I was to cram everything down, I would say maybe 3.5 weeks.
Okay. Now, what was it like for you working with the actors and actresses?
It was a long process. Watching these guys come in and grow and to get it all said and done, and it was just a great experience watching these. Some of these actors, change over to someone that they're really not. I thought it was gonna be tough, but a lot of these guys who you saw on stage, they put in a lot of work, and I'm just so proud of them. And it made me feel so overwhelmed to actually have a project that you have envisioned and something these guys just bring it to life, and they add a little extra to it. It's real overwhelming.
Now, I also hear that you all rehearsed for 8 months, so it's sort of like a family atmosphere. What was that like?
Yes, it pretty much was a family. These guys got to grow on me, got real close to them. A lot of them I got to know kind of personally as well. It was 8 months for them, but more like a 2-year process for me.
Okay.
But I do admire these guys for sticking in that long period of time with it. So I'm real thankful for this cast I have. I really love these guys, and especially the team. We have our music director, Mr. Boone, and our dance choreographer, Arlene. I consider them the backbone for the Saul's Juke Joint, because I believe without them, it wouldn't have been what it was. So I'm just so happy that the audience responded the way they did. It was great reviews. I actually was overwhelmed on reviews. I was, some of these people, they came and told me how great it was, and I couldn't believe it. One woman come to me and she swallowed, and she said, "This is hard for me to swallow, but I consider this something to like The Color Purple or in that field." So I'm so happy just about the whole process on how all these guys came along, and the team was just excellent. Ivy Box, our PR person, she was the one that was going around everything you've seen online, newspapers and everything. So our sales team, the makeup team, they was all excellent. And they came in last minute and just made everything work. It's like a higher power came in and just put all this together, and I actually think we're on to something.
Okay. Now, you are trying to travel with this, correct?
Right.
Now, what cities and states are you mainly?
As of right now, we're targeting Lakeland, Florida right now. Okay. That's probably our first stops. I have a calendar at home. Well, not a calendar, a billboard at home. Okay. I have cities that I'm targeting, such as Atlanta, Memphis, Dallas, or New Orleans, D.C. We want to get into New York sometime, right? So, you want that Broadway thing, even Chicago, then let's take it out west. Let's show, these guys what Saul's Juke Joint is all about. So I'm really working hard. I'm trying to get it there.
So what's next for Saul's Juke Joint? I hear you're working on Christmas at Saul's, correct?
Right, we have a sequel of Saul's Juke Joint. So the script is like halfway finished through Christmas at Saul's. It was a change of plans in that we're actually going to run it next Christmas. So that's something to give the audience something to wait for or whatever. So we have Christmas at Saul's, and we have one called The Mayor Returns, because we had a mayor involved in the first Saul's Juke Joint. And to add to that, we're working on the film, Saul's Juke Joint. So we're working on the budget now. Gonna be meeting with some real important people to try to get this thing moving.
Okay, Tony, well, that's all I have for you today. And like I said before, I love the show, and I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Everybody's coming back. It's Star's place. You can be where you want to get. It's Star's place. You drink it, Star's place. A card game, it ain't no shit. Star's